not getting the needed results. So I was still dealing with the effect and not dealing with the cause. If I had dealt with the cause, I wouldn't have wasted much time on the effect. And the effect would have been totally eradicated. That has to do with the fire protruding from the burner. So what this has to do with is for you to deal with the effects, you have to deal with the cause first. Do you get the whole idea? And please, are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay, so for us to deal with the effects of any issue in leadership, if it has to do with global wars, if it has to do with campuses, like we have issues on campus, or probably it has to do with your family sentences or any other thing, for us to tackle the effects, we have to deal with the cause first. Because the cause serves as the root of the tree of the effect. Do you get me? For if you cut parts of a tree, the roots are still there, or the part of the tree is still there. But then if you slash the roots under, the tree will fall down. Everything of the tree will fall down. So for us to deal with a problem in leadership, we first have to deal with the cause of the problem. Alright, so how do we deal with the cause? The first thing has to do with transform leaders. Everyone here has the potential for leadership. Leadership is not an esoteric, mystical definition or something that no one can attain. Everyone has a potential to be a leader, alright? And that potential is ingrained in you. So you don't need external parties to become what you already have. Naturally, when God created you, He created you in His image. Do you get the whole idea? So you are the image of God. So naturally, you already have that potential within you. So you can't express that potential from within you. Do you get the whole idea? Some experts on leadership claim that leadership is self-developed in terms of you bringing out what is within you. You don't go to classes or stuff, even though those things create an awareness. They enlighten you with the truth. You get the whole idea. But deep within you, you already have that based on who you are. Alright, I'll get back to that shortly. So for that, and for us to deal with causes of problems, to deal with the cause instead of the effects, the first thing has to do with transform the not about the problem, or you can't transform your entity if you yourself are not transformed. Do you get it? Do you get it? You can't deal with the problem if you yourself are not transformed. And the only way that you can be transformed is when you are transformed with the truth. Okay, there are several things out there. And truth in terms of knowledge based on truth, because when you have access to the truth, it creates the right conviction. And that right conviction comes out of the peace that is birthed out of the truth. And that right conviction, if you are a group of people, will go on to create unity. And that unity that you have collectively as a people within your entity, be it a family, a team of students, or a corporation, global, national, continental, that unity will lead on to create courage in each member of that entity. And that courage would help you to attain your purpose, your goals, your visions that pertains to that entity. Whether it's national, global, group of people within a student body, or continental, any entity, family settings and all that. But before that can happen, then leaders first need to be transformed. Because they serve as the waymaker. You get it? They lead the people to the right path. And all things we need, but if you have poor leaders within an entity and they are not transformed, meaning the effects of those problems is still persist. Because they only know how to deal with it. And they only know how to deal with it because they are not exposed to the right knowledge based on truth. And if they are not exposed to the right knowledge based on truth, meaning that their convictions are not based on truth. Please do get me. I hope my language is not too high for you guys. Is it okay? Alright, perfect. So that's the first step that you can deal with the effect by tackling the cause, alright? And then the second one has to do with wise correction from wise people. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens the countenance of his friend. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens the mind of another. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Birds of the same feathers flock together. What that means is that when you have collectively good people around you who are wise and who genuinely are interested in you, what will happen is that they will be willing to speak the truth in love to you. And that can create a transformation within you. But that can only happen when you are teachable and humble. Because all things being equal, no matter how much advice people give you, that wouldn't transform you, or you would not even listen to them if you're not humble and teachable. So that forms the foundational basis for the wise people. Because no matter how many wise people you have around you, if you don't listen to them, if you're not humble, you're not teachable, all things being equal, transformation will not be there in you. So get the wise people, surround yourself with the right people, and then listen to them. But make sure they are genuinely interested in you. Genuinely interested in your well-being. People who love you. People who want the best for you. Not people who will take advantage of you. Alright, so that's the second step to tackling the causes. The third one has to do with acknowledge causes of problem. And you know, a lot of times when people go through certain things, they tend to put it aside, not acknowledge that it is actually happening. And if you don't acknowledge something, then you wouldn't be able to solve it. So you have to acknowledge that there are problems there. There are causes to what you are going through. And that will help you to deal with it. Because when you acknowledge something, it creates that kind of eagerness within you. That is if you develop that passion, that desire for you to seek the truth. But if you don't acknowledge it, what will happen is that you'll be there and then the effects of those causes or problems will still be popping up. And by the time you realize the damage has already been done to your entity, being it a family settings, your marriage, or within your campuses, in a team of people, or you're a national leader, or a corporational leader, or a continental leader, or a global leader, as you guys are last place. Say hi. Yeah, so that is also one of the ways that you can deal with the causes of the problem. And the next one has to do with you have to remove internal and external barriers in resolving the problems. Let me give you a scripture, okay? It says that separate yourself from the peoples around you and from the foreign wives. This happened in biblical times whereby the people of Israel mixed up with people from different tribes, different nationality, you know, so that created an intermingling. So the value system of the people from different tribes mixed up with them. So they merged. And when they merged, it created a whole lot of issues. Because at the end of the day, they began to serve other foreign gods, which were idols. Alright, so what has to do with this is that for you to deal with a problem effectively, you have to remove internal and external barriers. Internal barriers has to do with barriers within your entity, within your family settings, within your team settings, within your class settings, within your national settings, like if you're a national leader, and within your corporation, if you are working for an institution like a bank or any other, you have to remove all the internal barriers. And internal barriers could be wrong people. It could be wicked people. It could be people who are much more self-interested in their own ambitions than the collective effort of the entity. So at the end of the day, troubles are coming because of them. Or maybe people who are causing pain to other people. And within that particular instance, it creates that kind of conflict within the entity. And the entity is not able to attain its vision, its goals, its ambitions, its purpose, both short term and long term. And that is one phase. The other phase has to do with you removing external barriers. External barriers has to do with outside identity. So for campus like this, we can say external barriers would have to do with something like armed robbery. That's how come we have security checks over here. Do you get what I idea? So for you to tackle the course effectively, you have to remove all internal and external barriers that will prevent you from dealing effectively with the problem. At times, you may deal with a problem, but then the problem may still persist because of the barriers that you have within your entity. But for you to deal effectively with the causes of the problem, you have to remove all barriers that will prevent you from tackling effectively the causes of the problem. Now the next has to do with uprightness through right decision and choices. And please, we have so much wisdom over here. I can't go with you all because of the 2 hour time frame, but I'll try and go with you as much as I can. Okay. Alright. So we have uprightness through right decision and choices. Now when people go through an issue in terms of identity, cooperation, maybe family settings, school settings, or any other settings, when they go through a problem, sometimes they are caused by the wrong decisions made by probably previous leaders, previous people, or current leaders or current people. Okay. But for it to deal with that effectively, what happens is that the current leaders and the current people would have to start making the right decisions, right choices. Okay, because when you start making the right decision, think right, behave right, make the right choices, all those things form the right values. When you get to the corporate world, you would understand the meaning of values that I'm talking about. Every corporation has values. Entities, family settings, corporations, national, global, continental, we all have value system, okay? But then, the right values can only be built if the right choices are being made. And the right choice, I mean the right thinking, the right words spoken, the right decision, the right relationship. All those things collectively done on a daily basis will form a pattern. And that pattern is what we call values or culture. The culture of a society. So for that to happen, meaning that the value system, the choices of the people and the leaders must be right from that time frame in order to solve the cause of the problems. Do you get what I get?
Yes, sir.
Are you enjoying it?
Very well.
Are you learning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is one of the ways that we can deal with the causes of the problem. And the other one has to transform teams and people. Okay? Transform teams and people. As much as leaders are transformed, if the people are not transformed, it's not going to be effective. Do you get the whole idea? So the people have to be transformed, leaders have to be transformed, and that makes a formidable combination. Because if the leaders alone are transformed, what will happen is that there are leading people who are not transformed and will never be transformed. At the end of the day, the problems will still persist. But if both leaders and the people are transformed, together they can come together and create a new entity based on the right choices and then the right transformation and outcome that particular issue. Alright, don't worry, Goody, should we give the things for free?
Let's see.
Okay, so I'll give you the book for free. Say cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Alright, so that's one of the ways, and the other one has to do with anticipate problems and start preparing for them. The Bible says something, says that a prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but a simple person and get punished. A prudent man foresees evil coming and hides himself. Or what that means is that prepare, anticipate, prepare. Okay, the main reason why we are preparing is that there are several things happening around us. Okay, and if you're a person of faith, you'll be like, okay, they are good, and then the other side. Alright, and all things being equal, these two do not mingle effectively. When you get to corporations, there are several things which happen in the corporate world, even within your own family settings and other things, you get it. But then when you anticipate that as a leader, it makes it easier for you to deal effectively with them. And that only happens when the people and the leader are not transformed. But if the people and the leader are transformed, that peace is there, that right conviction is there, that unity is there, that courage is there, and then ultimately the purpose of the entity will be attained. Did you get it? So, have you ever read something that makes sense to you? Like maybe a quote, it's so true. Have you read something like that? How did you feel when you read it? Did you feel at peace? Inspired? Is someone else? Courage. Perfect. Someone else. Hope. Perfect. So all these things come up together. Now, can you imagine if you are an instant, let's say you are married, a mom and a dad, let's assume all of you are married, okay?
Yes.
So you are married, okay? And you are the leaders of that entity. So what will happen is that, could you imagine if you are exposed to the right knowledge on how to lead the family? Everything from A to Z. Meaning you don't need to struggle. When you get in touch with that information and you're reading and everything makes sense to you, how would you feel as the leaders of those institutions? You feel powerful. Please, someone else do. You feel what? Proud. So meaning that you don't have to make any mistake. Your kids are going to be raised perfect. Your grandkids, your generations, perfect. Your external families, perfect. Meaning there's not going to be any conflict, no quarrel. Everybody will support each other. Everybody will love each other unconditionally. And all that. There'll be peace. Meaning you don't like anything because everybody will support each other. Ideas, money, all that. You feel powerful. Must be hopeful. So basically what that means is that when you're exposed to the right knowledge, okay, the right knowledge burns peace. Because you've been exposed to the truth. And when you're exposed to the truth, it enlightens you. And when you're exposed to the truth, it forms the right conviction because of how our mind works. Everything that you put in your mind is what the mind gives back to you. You get that? But there are some things which are beyond the same. I'm not going to go there further. That influences our thinking. And things which are external, maybe you read something, you watch a movie, you watch news, you go to an event, you bring on the kind of event that you go to, all those things are exposing your mind to it. Okay? But if you come in contact with the truth, now it's found on the truth, what happens is that you bet peace, like you have peace, like this is the answer of the truth, but it makes so much sense. And based on that, it creates the right conviction because you're not convicted. And based on that conviction as an entity, it creates unity. Because at the end of the day, everybody has access to the truth. True knowledge. And based on that unity, it creates courage because you guys know that this, my brother, wouldn't do something to hurt me. We are all teamwork. We love each other unconditionally. Even if that's something, it's not out of his own will or intentions, but probably he stumbled upon something, but we love each other unconditionally, we help each other. So that creates courage because you know that someone loves you and will always be there for you. That creates courage because you know that who that person is or the transformation that has taken place in that person and that conviction is created in that person means that will always be there for you. Not because of that person, but because of the truth. Do you know what I get? Exposure to the truth. So that is one of the ways. Please, I'll move on to the next chapter. Time, please. Perfect. So I'll move on to the next chapter. Alright. I'll give you the book for free. Alright. So 6 years. Oh, please, are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it? Alright. Right, perfect. There's so many points right here that when you people once you get to your wisdom she can go through and everything. It's for free and thank you so much for your time. Right, right. So next has to do with benefits of us of understanding causes of problems, leadership cause, this principle of cause and effect in leadership. Now, when you understand that in everything there are cause and effects, the first thing is that it helps to create a clear vision for the problem. Now, if you don't understand that in every effect there are causes to it, what would happen is that you wouldn't even know how to solve the problem. Can you imagine, let's say, an entity, okay, a family who have a problem collectively, let's say they are exposed to false knowledge. So their relationship with each other is creating conflict. Could you imagine the leaders of those entities who do not have the fair idea about what causes of problems in leadership would go about resolving those issues? What would happen is that we just go round the circle. But then when you have the idea about, okay, fine, in every effect there are causes. So let's look for the cause. We find the cause, and we can create a vision and solve that cause. But if you know the cause, you would deal with the problem anyhow. The second thing too is that when you understand cause, right, it helps you to utilize your resources very well. You get the whole idea? So let's say in an entity whereby the parents are smokers, example, okay, and the children are going wayward, but then the parents are like, okay, fine, let's take our kids to the ball game, or to the school, or to a movie club. At the end of the day, they are wasting resources, time, energy, money, but then they don't understand that the kids are actually taking up that model. Or even they could even be the friends around the kids who are influencing them negatively. You get it? But if they understand the cause, they find it is us, we the parents, it makes it easier for them to transform themselves first. The kids model, see what it is, and they model that transformation. Or it is the friends of their children. So why don't we talk to our kids to shift the friendship? Or do something to create that right friendship within around them. And by so doing, they utilize their resources very well, their time, their money, their energy. But then if they don't understand the problem, the cause of it, what will happen is that they will be utilizing their resources on the wrong things. Do you get the whole idea? So that is another way to of understanding cause, the benefits of understanding cause, right? The other one has to do with effective and efficient tackling of problems. Now, when people understand the causes of problems, it makes them to effectively tackle the problem efficiently. But if you don't understand the cause of a problem, what will happen is that you wouldn't be able to tackle the cause effectively or the problem effectively. Do you get what I idea? Perfect. And then we have it reduces or eliminates the potential damage to be brought by the problem. Once you understand the principles of cause, it makes it easier for you to reduce the damage. But if you don't understand the principles of cause, you wouldn't be able to deal with the problem. And by the time you realize the problem, which could have been solved, would have become so much, and that damages would have been done. Do you get the whole idea? Yeah. So these are some of the benefits of it. And please, what is on? Perfect. Alright, so it helps you to reduce or eliminate the potential damage of the problem. And it also helps you to attain the vision of the entity. Alright, because all things being equal, if you don't deal with the problems effectively that you can deal with, what will happen is that those things will be drawing you backward as an entity. So you have to deal with it. And when you deal with it, you can attain the vision of your entity. If okay. So once you understand the causes of problems as in that principle, it helps you to focus on the essential, okay, the major stuff, and help your teammates or the people that come along with to focus on the other stage. But then if you don't understand, what will happen is that you won't even know how to meditate, you won't know how to even apportion, and you won't even know how to resolve the cause effectively. And another benefit of course has to do, it helps you to know the people that you need to see. Okay, there are some people who are good, there are some people who have been where you think. Script says, otherwise listen after they are learning the things of the wise. So one of the things is that there are people who are there, who are wise, they have the knowledge base, they have the wisdom base that they can impact to you. But then if you don't understand the principle of course, you won't even know the cause of the problem, so you will know which people to see. Alright? So it all boils down to that. And also it helps you to comprehend the resources that you need. If you understand the cause of a problem or the principles behind the actual cause, it helps you to know, okay, fine, this is the issue. Now we can seek out for these resources, or this amount of funding, or this amount of time. Do you get what I mean? Because all things being equal, there are some problems we shouldn't take enough time to resolve. And there are some that will need enough time to resolve. So once you understand all these things, it helps you to know which resource you need. Do you get what I mean? At least I'll shift to the next chapter. Please pardon me for time's sake. Alright. Okay, so basically these are some of the few things that you can learn from me. And also reduction in the risks of anxiety. Okay, some of them. And you are founded on the right path. What will happen is that someone that you know, or probably someone becomes you, that it can impact those wisdoms to you or other areas. I mean, whether it's a president who comes to visit you, to dine with you, or your leader in the sense of a corporational leader, you know, or even the campus that you are in, team, class, or any other, or even the family once you are married. You get it. So you need to prepare ahead. And how do you prepare ahead? Let me read one scripture. It says, when King Hezekiah heard this, he tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and went into the temple of the Lord. He sent Eliakim, the palace administrator, Shabna, the secretary, and the leading priest, all wearing sackcloth, to the prophet Isaiah, son of Amos. I'll flick very frequently with a point so that we can end quickly, alright? Okay, so one the future course has to do with self-examination, alright? Please don't come like this. And all that. So, your exam, okay, what problems persist in terms of mind image? Okay, fine, what would happen is that people may go through and technology that will make them vanish, or all that can cause problems with their screens, or something that will have an effect on it, or maybe and things are going to get expensive, or maybe the assets which hold in high esteem will no more be learned by that knowledge. Like you are examining. You are examining. So you examine yourself collectively as an entity. And when you do that, it helps you to prepare ahead for future problems. Not just for your current entity, but for the entities ahead. So if you are a corporational leader, you are preparing for the future problems for your corporation. Let's see, in about 100 years to come or 1,000 years to come, things are going to change. So how do we examine ourselves to create the right processes, the right strategies, the right procedures that will help to meet up with those problems in the future? Do you get what I get? So that's one of the ways that you can deal with future problems by examining. The next one has to do with anticipate causes of problems. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking some problems cannot be exactly anticipated. Okay. But then what I mean over here has to do with to anticipate causes of problems has to do with anticipate for those known and unknown. So know that things would happen. Not because you are a bad person, but because someone else or some people else or some policies else or something else. Do you know what I mean? But if you don't anticipate what happens is that you may come to the entity and then you won't be able to deal with it effectively. Or probably the generations after you. But then when you anticipate it makes it easier. The next one has to do with focus on vision, right? Up in the right environment, in sense of the family setting. You won't love them, but you don't raise up your hand. You don't raise up your hand. Now, definitely there are people who grew up in the wrong environments, right? But then they come in contact with people, let's see, a lecturer or someone who believes so much in them, and that changes their life. Or someone comes in contact with divinity, but even without one, that change of life had to come through a higher source, which is God. You get it? Because everything that we do are being laid out by God. Okay. But then let's use a case of an armed robber or a murderer. Okay, killing people, and then all of a sudden he or she comes in contact with God and then gets transformed. You get it? At the end of the day, he or she goes out to do good work, probably help other people, teach other people, or even become a corporational leader, or a national leader, a continental leader, a global leader, United Nations General Secretary of State, or any other. You get it? But then transformation has been there. You get it? Because of the right culture of that source. So, in the case of God and the armed robber or the murderer, God's values are truth. So that values influences the armed robber to live by those values. Or the teacher who believes so much in the student, he has that belief, that right value that everybody can be great. There's greatness in everybody. So with that one, it stirs up confidence in the student, and then based on that belief, that value that lecturer has, he transfers it to the students, and then all of a sudden the students begin to develop and do great things. Yeah. The next one has to do with right resources. You have to get the right resources once you anticipate, like you're preparing ahead for courses of powers in the future. The next one has to do with right people, get the right people around you, the right team around you, people who love you unconditionally, people who will speak the truth in love to you, people who wouldn't hide anything from you, people who want the best for you, for your entity, people who want to see the greatness within you to be birthed. Because you can't just associate yourself with anybody. Because there are people who will definitely control you. And we have the right people on the spirit problems like we've mentioned. Now, anticipate consequences of choices now. If you don't make the right choice, the right decision, the right behaviors, what will happen is that as an entity, you are forming a culture within your entity. And all things being equal, if it's a family setting, that culture will pass on to the next generation because so they won't know until the effect pops up. Do you get the whole idea? So there are things which are happening. Or let's see, that mom and dad, the mom they smoke and everything, they are driving and they get an accident because of they are smoking and they are drinking. Why? Because there are several cars within the area that they find themselves. Maybe the roads are bumpy or something, or let's say a lightning or something. So things are quite uncertain. But then if you have the God factor, it makes it easier for you to go through life at peace. And depending on your relationship with God, He can also reveal certain things to you. And it makes life much more easier for you. You get it? And all things being good, if you have that God factor in your life, it helps you to form the right conviction, the right ways to see the world as it is. And all things being equal, if you are exposed to the truth, it makes it easier for you to know the things which have happened in the past, which are likely to happen in the future. And even if they don't happen to your entity, it may happen to a different entity that you may observe and know what is actually happening because you have wisdom and knowledge based on truth. You get what I get? Yeah. So we have removed wrong barriers, both internal and external. We have vision, we have listening, be a listener. Listening to people who love you. Listening to people who are wise, they have your best interest at heart. Listening, listening, listening. Now, Julius Caesar, how many of you know him? Julius Caesar, how many know him? You know him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a story that I heard one speaker talked about him that when he was going to the war, right, his wife had a dream and told him that, look, Caesar, don't go. I had a dream that something happened to you. But he says you go. So he went to the war, and even when he went to the war and everything, someone handed him something to give him a notification that Caesar, go away. Like, man, someone is looking after your life to kill you. But then he didn't go. He was trying to play bravery. And at the end of the day, he lost his life. So listen, people who love you, people who want the best interest for you, people that God has placed within your circle to speak to you in truth and love for you to deal with. Identify cause and then prepare ahead for future cause. Alright, listen. Desire. He says the desires of the righteous will be granted. Proverbs. So desire to identify. Seek and you'll find. Desire. I want to know what is happening. You get it. The right plan, right conviction based on truth. Humility, be humble, teachable, listening, and all that. No matter how much you know, God can use people who love you to speak the truth and love to you. Alright, so resolving effects which have already taken place. You know, sometimes we deal with, in the case of the mom, the dad who smoke, and then the kids are surrounded by bad friends, and the kids are taking up those value systems. What will happen is that the kids are also becoming bad. But they want to resolve that. They change the friends, but then the kids have inculcated that habit already. So you are dealing with the effects which have already taken place. They've dealt with the cause now. You get it? So how do you deal with the effects of that issue? Alright. So the first thing has to do with the unity of purpose. Be united in your purpose as an entity. The mother and father. Okay, let's be together. Let's be united and do this together. Okay, clarity, be clear. We want to solve the behaviors which have been inculcated in their kids. You get it? Now, take the right actions instead. Okay, fine. Let's take action. It's the right programs. It's the right people. Get the right friends who love them to come to the house, to play with them, to be in the house. So, transformation of course, how do you transform a community once a cause has been talked about? There are three stages. Okay, but then let me read a passage for you. It's about Ezra in the Bible. It says that while Ezra was praying and confessing, weeping and throwing himself down before the house of God, a large crowd of Israelites, men, women, children, gathered around him. They too wept bitterly. And Shekinah, son of Jairus, one of the descendants of Elam, said to Ezra, "We have been unfaithful to our God by marrying foreign women from the peoples around us. But in spite of this, there is still hope for Israel. Now let us make a covenant before our God to send away all these women and their children in accordance with the counsel of my Lord, and to those who fear the commands of our God. Let it be done according to the Lord. Rise up, this matter is in your hands. We will support you, so take courage and do it." So Ezra rose up and put the leading priest and Levites and all Israel under oath to do what had been suggested. Now, when you read a part of Ezra, you could realize that Ezra basically was from a different country, okay? But then he was a teacher in the law of God, as in the Bible. So Israel had inculcated certain beliefs, certain habits based on their wrong choices and all that, intermarrying with foreign remains, maybe getting the wrong values, worshipping other gods and all that, idols, statues and all that. So someone had to come in to teach them the right knowledge based on truth, to transform their minds, but to start living rightly. Do you get what I did? So that is when Ezra came in, and that is what the passage is talking about. They weeping and they confessing their sins that, okay, fine, we will do this thing so that you can teach us, and when you teach us, we live by that right values. And when we live by that right values, we'll get the right results, and no nation will come and then us in our body thing. Yeah, so basically that's it. So how do you transform an entity based on leadership calls? The first one has to do with, can I read something to you? If that will be okay for you. It will just take about 1 minute or less. All effective entities, be it a family, corporation, nation, continent, or the world, consist of people who support and encourage their leaders in times of great transformation, or when great transformation is about to take place.
Based on what I said, I just want to know from your point of view, how can we solve problems whose cause is based on systems?
Perfect.
So
Based on systems, like wrong systems, right?
no, whether it is, even if it is right, how we can break it.
Okay, so you know I told you that I won't be going through everything with you. Part of what I wrote is systems, structures, and then procedures. So when you read, you would understand very well. So what will happen is that for you to deal with such a course, right, meaning that systems have to be amended, structures have to be amended, processes have to be amended by leaders, by people. So let me give you an instance. Let's say in an entity, right? Let's say in a corporation, you own, not you. Let's say a man owns Barclays Bank, or let's say AA Bank Limited. Okay, but then he didn't know which category of people to hire. So at the end of the day, he brings in anybody at any time. He sees someone with a gun, come and join me, you are strong. Or maybe someone just comes in because of his or her own self-ambition. Okay, he comes in and then takes that person because he's in a quick procedures, or probably wrong decisions made by previous leaders, or maybe someone not good. Like I said, some things are constant, good and evil. So someone bad gets into the corporation without the crucial self-examination and all that. At the end of the day, that person makes a decision, gets a group of people like terrorism and all that, and then they form a team and they are causing pain to other people. So what I'm saying in the book is that restructure systems, structures and procedures and processes. So what that means is that if quality